The WNBA is riding a wave of unprecedented momentum, with skyrocketing viewership, soaring merchandise sales, and expansion fees jumping from $50 million to $250 million. The heart of this surge is Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's rookie phenom, whose electric play and magnetic presence have transformed the league's visibility. Yet, during the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis, a moment meant to unify the league turned into a flashpoint of tension when Los Angeles Sparks guard Kelsey Plum took a public swipe at Clark, exposing undercurrents of jealousy and division. Clark, sidelined by a groin injury, didn't play in the game but still managed to steal the spotlight, not through drama but through a masterclass in silent dominance. This saga, sparked by Plum's ill-advised comments, reveals deeper issues within the WNBA and underscores why Clark is the league's undeniable golden goose. The controversy erupted during the All-Star weekend, when players from both Team Clark and Team Collier took the court for warm-ups wearing black t-shirts emblazoned with "Pay us what you owe us." The message, a bold demand for higher salaries amid tense collective bargaining agreement (CBA) negotiations, was a powerful show of solidarity. Or so it seemed. In a post-game press conference, Plum, a four-time All-Star and vice president of the WNBA Players Association, couldn't resist taking a dig. "It was a very powerful moment," she said of the t-shirt protest, before adding, "Not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that." Comment, dripping with shade, implied Clark and her team didn't support the pay protest, painting her as disconnected from the cause. Sitting beside Plum, Sabrina Ionescu, a member of Team Clark, visibly recoiled, rolling her eyes and muttering, "That really needed to be mentioned," her sarcasm cutting through the awkward silence. The room chuckled, but the damage was done. Plum's jab wasn't just a misstep. It was a calculated attempt to isolate Clark, the league's biggest star, in front of a national audience. Truth, however, tells a different story. Clark didn't attend the Saturday morning meeting where the t-shirt plan was finalized because she was sidelined with a groin injury, resting in her hometown of Indianapolis. As a non-playing team captain, her absence was logistical, not a statement. Sources later clarified that players like Nneka Ogwumike, Breanna Stewart, and Nafisa Collier visited Team Clark's locker room before the game to ensure buy-in, and Clark's team fully supported the protest. Plum's claim that 0 members were present was misleading, as the meeting's early timing saw sparse attendance from Team Clark due to scheduling, not disinterest. Clark herself has been vocal about the need for better pay, noting in a pre-game press conference, "We should be paid more. That's the most important thing we're advocating about." Her absence from one meeting didn't negate her commitment, but Plum's comment framed it as betrayal, turning a moment of unity into division. The backlash was swift and brutal. Fans, analysts, and even NBA legends called out Plum's pettiness. Former NBA champion Stacey King didn't hold back, saying, "Why are you throwing shade at Caitlin Clark, the one player who has a hand in making all this happen?" Charles Barkley echoed the sentiment, pointing out the hypocrisy of targeting the player driving the league's growth. Social media erupted, with one viral post reading, "Kelsey Plum got more press for dissing Caitlin Clark than anything she's done all season." Fans labeled Plum's comments unnecessary and immature, accusing her of undermining the league's unity. The irony was stark. Clark, whose popularity has fueled a $2.2 billion media deal and record-breaking attendance, was being dragged for not attending a meeting she wasn't required to be at, while Plum, a veteran, seemed to resent the spotlight Clark commands. Clark's response? Pure class. Instead of firing back in interviews or social media rants, she let her influence do the talking. Days after Plum's comments went viral, Clark appeared in a Nike campaign, reinforcing her global brand power with an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. Then came the knockout blow. Plum, an Under Armour athlete, posted an Instagram photo from the All-Star weekend, standing near a giant Nike logo. Clark slid into the comments with a devastatingly subtle flex. "Thank you for the Nike ad." The internet exploded. Fans flooded the post with thousands of likes and replies, hailing Clark's witty troll job. "That's silent dominance," one user wrote. Caitlin didn't need to argue, she just owned the moment. Plum, caught off guard, stayed silent, her attempt to dim Clark's light backfiring spectacularly. This wasn't just a petty spat, it exposed a deeper tension within the WNBA. Clark's meteoric rise has disrupted the league's hierarchy. Before her arrival, the WNBA struggled for mainstream attention, losing money for nearly 3 decades. Clark changed that overnight. Game attendance has skyrocketed, TV ratings have surpassed MLB and NHL broadcasts, and merchandise sales are up 500%. Her impact is undeniable. She's the reason expansion fees jumped to $250 million, giving the league leverage in CBA talks. Yet some players like Plum seem to resent her influence. The "pay us what you owe us" protest was meant to highlight the player's value, but Plum's jab revealed a reluctance to acknowledge Clark's role in amplifying that value. As one analyst put it, they're biting the hand that feeds them. Clark's presence has brought new fans, packed arenas, and elevated the league's profile, yet she faces subtle digs, hard fouls, and media side-eyes from peers who can't match her draw. The WNBA's treatment of Clark raises bigger questions. She's taken flagrant hits, Kennedy Carter's shoulder check, Marina Mabrey's aggressive fouls, with little protection from refs or league officials. When she's booed or targeted, the response is often crickets. Yet, miss one meeting and she's publicly called out by a peer. The league's marketing hesitates to fully embrace her, as if wary of her outshining others. But Clark is too big to be boxed in. Her fans, spanning diehard WNBA supporters to casual viewers, rallied around her, turning Plum's shade into a moment of triumph. Social media posts called out the jealousy and hypocrisy, with one user noting, "Caitlyn's silence made Kelsey look desperate." Even NBA players have weighed in, urging the WNBA to stop alienating its biggest star. Plum's misstep didn't just backfire, it highlighted Clark's untouchable status. Without suiting up, Clark dominated the all-star narrative. Brands flocked to her, media coverage followed, and fans chanted her name. Meanwhile, Plum's comments drew sympathy for Clark, exposing cracks in the WNBA's united front. The league is at a crossroads: embrace Clark's star power to fuel growth, or cling to outdated hierarchies and risk alienating the fans she's brought. Clark's response, calm, strategic, and devastating, proved she's not just a player but a force. She didn't need to shout or stoop to Plum's level. One Instagram comment flipped the script, leaving Plum exposed and the internet buzzing. Clark's the future, and the numbers, ratings, sales, revenue prove it. The WNBA can either ride her wave or get left behind.